Hello everyone, on today's episode of the 1 Year Life Challenge, we're going to talk about how to quiet the noise so you can listen to your true inner voice. Hello everyone, as described in the intro, today I want to talk about how to quiet the noise, the reason, the logic that everyone throws at you and start to listen to your true inner voice, which always has the universe's and your best interests at heart. Why don't we listen to our inner voice? Well, I know from my perspective, I've always had an inner voice that's always had, it's always had the right sort of the way for me. But we have so many individuals in our life telling us so many different messages. We have marketing and TV and radio screaming at us, telling us to be these sort of people. We have our parents and our family giving us certain amounts of information. And what I've learned to be true is that all that information is excellent, but ultimately we already have our guide inside of us. We already have our autopilot that's designed to, a default setting of bliss and a great life, and we really need to listen to it. We don't, because it's very noisy. Like I said, all those factors get in the way. And I've got a quote on the subject, and the quote is, "Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment." Buddha. So I'll read that quote again. Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. So the Buddha was, an incredible advocate of, going inside and finding your true path. I have to say that finding your true path is so important because you'll never regret it. You'll never ever regret doing something you knew was right for you, but you'll always regret doing something that someone else wanted for you. It's just human nature, it's human instinct, but we keep doing it over and over again. So it's time to put the earmuffs on to reason and start understanding our inner voice. So we have three brains in reality. Now, science is starting to find there's a lot more communication happening in the body other outside of the brain. We used to think the brain was just the computer of the entire body and nothing happened outside of it. But we're starting to find the heart and the gut all are sending signals back up to the brain and controlling the brain. The brain isn't the controller, the brain is part of your body. And we've seen countless experiments over the last 5 years that have shown how the gut and the heart can change the behavior of the brain or the thinking of the brain. And it's very interesting because we all know gut feels. You feel it in your gut, you know it's right or wrong, or when something bad's about to happen, you feel it in your gut. That's an intelligence. We all know in the heart and matters of affairs, matters of love, that the heart seems to guide us, and obviously we have the mind, which helps us with logic and things like that. A quote on this was always that I love was, "The heart has its reason, which reason does not know." And what that really is that your intellectual brain can only understand so much. It's finite. The human brain is incredible, but the reality is that the human brain didn't get us here today. The ancient knowledge, the wisdom that the inner voice of consciousness got us here today, got us to where we are, and it's really important we listen to it. So let's go through some steps on how to quiet that noise and really dwell on that inner voice. So there is an inward journey we all need to make. You can leave this off your agenda for as long as you want, but real life starts when you take your inward journey. Your external journey can only take you so far. And it's amazing, it's distracting, and there's lots of variety, and you can travel, and you can do whatever you want, but there is a finite amount that you can learn in the external world. You must take an inner journey. Your inner journey is things like meditating, sitting peacefully, really evaluating whether you're on track and evaluating how you feel, looking at your emotions and trying to understand what are they telling me, feeling them deeply and going inside and going, wow, what does that mean? Why am I so anxious about this? What does this really mean? What is it trying to tell me? And that inward journey can start when you're 10 years old, or it can start on your deathbed. And unfortunately for most people, it starts when they find out they're about to die. Don't leave it too late. Live your true life now by beginning your inward journey, which is what this whole 1 Year Life Challenge is really about. Number 2, practice mindfulness every day. When a thought is telling you to do something which isn't constructive, like call that person, text that person, take that substance, it's a passing thought. And when you become mindful, you become controlling of your environment. The thoughts seem to disappear, and it can be as simple as looking at feeling the texture of a doorknob as you open a doorknob. It can really take you out of that flux of thoughts. Number 3, like I said before, interpret your gut feel. It's not to be ignored. You know, when your gut is going crazy, it's not, unless it's, you know, indigestion, it's not to be ignored. It's really trying to tell you something. And the reason we don't do things about it is we just overthink it. If you have something in your gut and your heart telling you what to do, stop, feel it, understand it, and act from that place. Develop body awareness. This is really important, and it goes back to the gut, the brain, and the heart analogy. Your body is designed to be your vehicle of your consciousness as you travel through the world of phenomena. And if you're not listening to it, and if you're not aware of it and what it actually means, then you're going to be unable to use that compass. And what I mean by is that just because your gut is feeling uneasy about a situation doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. You should become aware. Does that mean I need to prepare more? Does that nervousness, those butterflies in my stomach, mean that I need to make sure that I've checked all my dots and ticked off all my checklists? So become aware of what it means. It takes time, and you know, women are particularly good at this, at listening to their body, especially when they become pregnant. They start to understand what's going on. If you try to ignore it, you'll just always be confused at the whims of your body. And finally, connect with people. And when I say connect with people, connect with their inner voice. So when they're talking and giving you advice, that's fantastic, but look past the voice and say, what is this person trying to tell me? I think they're trying to tell me that they care for me, and that's beautiful. I'm not going to listen to their advice, or I'm not going to act on their advice, but I love the fact they care for me. So it's about connecting with people at that secondary level, not the language level, which is unfortunately a lot of our language is just belief systems, and it's not always true. But where we're coming from is always true. So connect with people when you get this advice, or they're trying to tell you how to live or what to do. Go behind that and say, what is that all about? Where are they in their life? What's developing from their body and their emotions to make them say these things? Because as you understand them more, they become a mirror and reflect back to you. So the quote I really want to end this video on is, no one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path, the Buddha again. Now this is really important. No one is coming to your rescue. No one is saving you. You already have everything you need within you to deal with any challenge you currently have. So why do so many people fail when they deal with adversity or trying to live that true life? It's because they simply don't listen to their inner voice. It's that simple. Your inner voice, or the consciousness, the creative consciousness that just dwells within, in China they call it the Tao, the way things are perfect. And if you don't believe me, you have a go at creating a universe. You work out how to create gravitational fields that take rocks into planets and generate life. And if you can do that with your mind, then you know what, that's fantastic, and you deserve a lot of praise for that. But on the other hand, you don't have to, because it's already happening. You are not the dancer, you are the dance. You are so much more. And if you just tune in every once in a while and quiet the noise, you'll find that to be absolutely true. So as we get closer and closer to our inner voice, which is what a lot of these videos are about, as we strategically go through day by day, a lot of these videos are about reconnecting to your inner voice. We've tackled this as a whole topic today on a whole video, but ultimately there's a lot of videos like purpose and mindfulness, and especially some of the early videos, which are designed to bring you back to your core. I know that you've watched the videos of meditation, so I'm really excited that you're doing that daily. That's a great way to get back in touch with yourself. But tomorrow, we'll talk more about finding your inner voice, and I can't wait to see you. But until then, goodbye.